All right, so today's been a pretty eventful day in terms of, I guess you could say, Drake and Kendrick news. Uh, Kendrick dropped the video for a lot of people were reacting to Drake's stream yesterday with XQC on Kick, and Kendrick dropped the video for Squabble Up. So, other than people reacting to the stream last night, people are also reacting to the music video that dropped. So now another piece of information comes out, basically saying Drake is suing Universal Music Group (UMG) and Spotify for manipulating the market to artificially inflating Kendrick Lamar's diss for "Not Like Us." So, the court filing claims UMG used Spotify and Apple Siri to push "Not Like Us" over Drake tracks. Employees perceived as loyal to Drake were allegedly fired as part of an effort to cover up UMG's actions. UMG paid influencers and radio stations to boost Kendrick Lamar's song. Whistleblower revealed bots generated 30 million early streams for "Not Like Us," and Drake is suing them for violating the racketeering and influence. So basically, this is a RICO. I think this would be filed in New York. If you guys don't know, like, that was a big thing back in the day, especially with like Hot 97 and the New York radio stations when they came to payola. Before streaming even happened, artists would, pay the program directors and pay the radio station money so they could basically pay their songs and influence the audience. So this part here, so let's go through the claim. So basically, UMG used Spotify and Apple Siri to push "Not Like Us" over Drake's tracks. So a lot of people were saying during the beef, oh, Kendrick's or this is showing up on my Spotify playlist. I don't even listen to Kendrick's. It's being put in my thing. It's being shuffled as one of my next songs when I'm listening to a random, like I could be listening to a country album and the next thing you know, "Not Like Us" starts playing. So a lot of people were complaining about that during the beef, and it was one of the weird things. This part here, what employees perceive as loyal to Drake. So I'm sure there's some sort of proof to it. I don't really know exactly what's going on because I'm not sure of the employees at UMG, but they're not. I don't think they would file this lawsuit if there wasn't substantial evidence to prove at least some of these things. UMG paid influencers and radio stations to boost. This is a open the shut case. The amount of people, like influencers and just people in general on social media that pushed this song to where it went. It's like it's unprecedented. Like it's never been done before to that level. Like literally everyone on social media was pushing that song, and then with the famous influencers pushing the song, obviously it trickles down to regular people and regular users of the app, and they kind of just follow what their favorite influencers are doing. The RICO part is the interesting part. I didn't know that this was a RICO. I didn't know you can get a RICO for this, but I guess the term for RICO is broad. So it's interesting to see how this is going to play out. Seeing this come out today, it brought up, like, it made me think of something, and it's a crazy conspiracy theory, but honestly, I kind of believe it now. Okay, so basically my theory is at this point, I'm starting to believe how something that came out about Future basically saying he didn't know about the song for Like That or Kendrick's verse before it happened. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, with this coming out, I kind of believe it. So basically, for people that don't know, Drake had signed a $400 million deal with UMG a few years ago. And usually how record deals work is basically the record company will pay you up front. And then they kind of recoup on the back end. Any money that they don't make back usually is owed by the artist. And from what I'm seeing, or from what I've read, Drake has basically recouped his deal and made all the money back that they had given him. So the advance that they gave Drake, he made it back. And it's going to make it more difficult for people or for labels to kind of give out that deal, especially to people that are like Drake, or Drake's the only person that's like him, but it's going to make it more difficult now for labels to give out that deal because, one, You gave him 400 for the last deal, so really you can't give him another 4. You got to up the deal at this point. So it makes sense for UMG to kind of just try and kill Drake's image closer to the end of his deal to make it seem like, all right, you know, we can't pay you as much as we did before because your star power is not the same. So where Future comes into it, Future is signed to Republic. Sorry. Future signed to Epic. Epic is under Sony. Metro Boomin is signed to Republic, and Republic is under UMG. Kendrick is signed to Interscope, and Interscope is also under UMG. So, and this is why I feel like Drake didn't go at Future as hard in the beef, because if he knew kind of like of this stuff happening already, he probably, you know, decided to chill out a little bit. That's why he said the Leland Wayne, he lame, and they talked him into a line. So basically what I think is UMG being the parent company of Interscope and Republic, which Kendrick and Metro are part of, got that song together and put the verse on pretty much last minute. Because I'll be honest with you, Future doesn't strike me as a person that's like hands-on with this album, like in terms of like certain things. So he probably knew about the Kendrick verse, but I don't know if he knew the extent of the Kendrick verse. So basically, yeah, UMG put this together and had a plan to basically the elimination of Drake. So they put the plan together, said, okay, Kendrick's gonna be on this song, we're gonna start the beef this way, and then from then on we're gonna proceed however, you know, Drake decides to proceed. And Drake responded, and Kendrick had already had everything prepared for this to happen. So that's why I'm starting to believe that Future didn't know about it. But again, it is hard to believe it, but there's a possibility. And this today is basically what made me think, all right, there's a possibility that maybe he wasn't aware of what was going on. But yeah, no, when it comes to this lawsuit, man, it's gonna be tricky, because if people thought the beef was an attempt to eliminate Drake, the fact that he's going against UMG, the biggest record company in the world pretty much, this is really gonna test Drake. And this is about the time that when things start coming out, whether they're true or not, stories start coming out, lawsuits start coming out, you know, accusers and this and that. So this is gonna be the time where they're gonna, because UMG's UMG, Drake is Drake, he's rich, he's a billionaire probably, but UMG's a multi-billionaire like company, so they're not gonna let Drake just come in and accuse them of something and let him win the lawsuit, whether he has proof or not. And if he is winning the lawsuit, then they're gonna try and kill his image pretty much. So I'm gonna be interested to see how this proceeds. But yeah, no, in terms of Drake, like this is really gonna test, you know, his fans in terms of like just, I guess, defending him when it comes to stuff like this, because I feel, and I'm predicting, a lot of stuff is going to start to come out that's going to make Drake look like a bad person. So I'm interested to see where this goes. And yeah, if he eventually does win this lawsuit, like Kendrick fans won't really be able to say much, because if you have proof that they botted the songs and they botted the streams, the same thing that Kendrick has been preaching his entire career is going to be, he's going to seem like a big hypocrite, you know. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out. But yeah, no, let me know what you guys think in the comment. Is Drake gonna win the lawsuit? Is he gonna lose? Like, does this make him look weak? I don't know. I don't think this makes him look weak, but I'm interested to see how this plays out.